Hey guys, Ray from LoveYouRV.com. So I'm back with an update to the HaloView 4 camera system I installed about a month ago, and we've had a chance to take it out on a few camping trips and give it a good use, and so far I have to say I'm extremely pleased with it. That's the rear camera mount there that takes the place. This is the ones that take the place of the marker lights, and they use the power off the marker lights, so very easy install. I'll link back to the original where I went through the total install, but I just had a few updates for you, and I'll show you some of the footage I got on the road, and we'll talk a bit about some of the flaws that at first I thought it had but have been solved. There's the rear marker. Just go to the side marker here. We'll talk about where I spotted a hole that water could get in on the lens here. At the top here there was a hole, and a lot of people said it's because I mounted this, with the antenna pointed up as normal. I mounted it pointing down, but there actually is holes on both sides. And I talked to HaloView, and they said they use the holes if someone wants to run external wiring or something. But he was glad I pointed it out, and did advise that you could seal up the hole. You can see I just put some silicone rubber, squirted in that, and after that, no problem getting no moisture in there. He does say that this board is all waterproof and stuff, and they haven't had any issues. This model's been out for a year, and they haven't had any issues or reports of anything. But I thought I'd mention that. Also, just show you the trick of turning it on without hooked up to the truck, because it's on the marker lights. And on the fifth wheel trailer here we have a 7-pin output, and if I put a fuse in between, see how it's keyed there, the pins on either side of the key, that puts 12 volts onto the marker light circuit and lights up the marker lights for me so that the cameras will work. And that comes in handy for using it as a security system. I'm going to go in and show you the display and show you how I can have it set up recording as a security system on the rig. So when I'm not using the display in the truck, I can unhook it and bring it in here and just plug it into a 12-volt source. And you can see now I have a live view all over the rig. The porch camera, the rear camera, and the two side cameras. And what I found out is at first I didn't think it would record, it doesn't record the quad screen, but when it's set to quad screen, it will bring up recordings of all 4 screens. So you can go in and there is recordings of each camera view while it's in this mode. So it will make kind of an ideal security system, although I'll have to have the marker lights on, but they draw very little power. They're all LED marker lights, so not a big deal. Especially this be handy when we're out boondocking or something, or if I am kind of in a weird place and I'm kind of worried about my security, at least I'll have all the different views. These three, the two sides and the rear, are marker lights. This is actually a porch camera that turns on and off via a switch in my rig, so that can always be on. Anyway, let's have a look at the footage. Okay, so the easiest way to view the footage is to remove the compact flash card, micro SD card that lives right in that hole there, just pops out, and then I just throw it into a reader on my laptop, and we can view the different archive of footages. Pick a date here, and then we'll show up there. So let me go in and show you how it looks. Okay, first I'll give you a look at some footage I took while we were driving. This is coming out the back one, and you can hear the sound is quite scratchy. So it's one thing, I always usually mute the sound on it because it just, the wind scratches pretty bad. Anyway, that's going down a street, and this is just recording one camera. I just have the rear view set up. Now people will look at this in the video and go, hey, that's all backwards, you have everything backwards. Well, yeah, I do have it backwards because I'm using it as a rear view mirror. So you would think when you look in your rear view mirror, everything is going to be backwards. So that's why it has an odd look when you're watching the video. I just giving you the heads up, because a lot of people always comment, hey, were you driving on the wrong side of the road? Are you in England or something? No, this is just the way a rear view mirror looks. But you can see that's pretty good resolution and everything. Doesn't have too much jitter, a little bit of jitter, but the flow is pretty good. Let's go a little further to a more highway. Okay, onto the highway, and you can see the sun's shooting straight from the back, so there's a little bit of washout from the sun, but you can see that's still a pretty decent view. Try a different one here. Now I'll give you a few views of me backing the trailer in. So this would be the driver's side camera. You can see Anne waiting there to help me. Move it in there. And she almost trips. Poor Anne. And here's a shot of the rear view. So this one's squished because I have the display set up for 3 cameras, and there'd be 2 squares at the bottom left and right, and the rear kind of gets a little squished like this. But you can see I have a good wide view of what's going on. And this would be the blind side camera. So this camera can be really handy when you do have a blind back in, especially if you don't want to run over all your stuff. So next, let's give you a look at the security footage I did today. So when you're running all 4 cameras, I find the resolution drops quite a bit. I guess there's a lot of compression going on to be able to send them all wirelessly and then put them together and record them all at the same time. So it does get a little bit grainy. Where am I? There I am. That's the rear view, of course. And finish up with the porch. So there you go. That's my update to the HaloView Ultimate RD 7R 4-camera system. If you missed the original video where I went in detail through all that's contained in the kit and installed it on the RV, I'll link back to my blog post for you. Till next time, Ray from LoveYouRV.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers, folks.